The 2024 U.S. presidential election unfolded against a backdrop of deep political and social divisions. The nation seemed to be split down the middle, grappling with issues like economic anxiety, social justice, and the role of government. The political climate was intensely polarized, with a palpable sense of frustration and distrust in the air. The incumbent administration faced criticism for its handling of various domestic issues, leaving a segment of the population yearning for change. This undercurrent of discontent created fertile ground for a challenger who could tap into the anxieties and aspirations of disaffected voters. The political landscape leading up to the election was highly charged, with both sides deeply entrenched in their respective ideologies. The political discourse had become increasingly bitter and divisive, further exacerbating the existing societal rifts. This atmosphere of polarization set the stage for a fiercely contested election, where emotions ran high and the stakes were perceived to be incredibly high. Donald Trump entered the 2024 presidential race with a familiar slogan, "Restore America's Greatness." This campaign theme resonated powerfully with voters who felt that the country had lost its way. It harked back to a time when America was perceived as stronger, more prosperous, and more respected on the world stage. The slogan tapped into a potent mix of nostalgia and a desire for change, particularly among those who felt left behind by globalization and economic shifts. Trump's campaign strategy centered on rekindling a sense of national pride and promising to return the country to its former glory. He skillfully exploited the anxieties and frustrations of voters who felt ignored by the political establishment. His message of economic nationalism, with its emphasis on protecting American jobs and industries, resonated with blue-collar workers who had experienced job losses or wage stagnation. He promised to renegotiate trade deals, impose tariffs on imports, and bring back manufacturing jobs to the U.S., appealing to a sense of economic patriotism. Central to Trump's 2024 victory was his masterful use of social media. He understood the power of digital platforms to connect directly with voters, bypassing the traditional media outlets that he often criticized. Trump utilized platforms like Twitter and Facebook to disseminate his message, attack his opponents, and control the narrative. His social media presence allowed him to shape the political discourse, often setting the agenda for the day's news cycle. Trump's use of social media was unprecedented in its scale and effectiveness. He employed a combination of provocative tweets, inflammatory rhetoric, and carefully staged rallies to galvanize his base and attract media attention. This direct line of communication with voters allowed him to bypass the traditional gatekeepers of information and present his unfiltered message to the American people. He understood the power of social media algorithms and used them to his advantage, ensuring that his message reached a wide audience. Trump's campaign successfully tapped into key issues that resonated deeply with a significant portion of the electorate. He hammered away at themes of economic anxiety, immigration concerns, and national security fears. He argued that previous administrations had failed to protect American jobs, secure the border, and project strength on the world stage. He promised to be the strong leader who would put America first, appealing to voters' desire for security and stability. On the economy, Trump promised to bring back jobs, renegotiate trade deals, and reduce taxes. He argued that his policies would lead to a resurgence of American manufacturing and make the country more competitive globally. On immigration, he took a hardline stance, promising to build a wall on the U.S.-Mexico border and crack down on illegal immigration. He played on fears of terrorism and crime, portraying immigrants as a threat to national security.